Hey everyone, welcome back to Kyber Brickz. It's yet another week of Building Felucia in LEGO. Now this LEGO Star Wars MOC has definitely been changing over the course of the past several weeks. Now with that being said, there's probably going to be more changes, more things happening, but hopefully from now on we don't have to tear up the foundation and restart. Now with some of the things that I've actually been incorporating, such as like the pathway and some of the plants, I've just been so over the moon about. I feel like they look so well. And with the Separatist base that we've put together last week, it's also starting to kind of like visualize an actual scene for our MOC, which is going to be really great. But in this week's video, we're going to try and finish up base plate foundation. We're doing as much to it as we can, as Bricklink is down at the moment for whatever weird reason, but we have more plants and other fun things that we're going to be adding into this video. So how about we get started? But before we get started with today's video, guys, if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you guys do enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, and tap that notification bell to be notified when I do drop a new video. Let's get started. Now it's time to do a brief overview of what we've done in weeks past so far. First thing is first, we're going to look at our Separatist base that we worked on last week. I started doing a couple different tweaks to the actual roof of this thing, giving it more of a simplified look. I felt like I had too much stuff happening, and I don't know about you guys, but I feel like when you have too much happening, it just looks a little bit crammed. So hopefully it looks a little bit better this time around as we made those changes. Also moving on to the armory, I started kind of like playing with different things that I might want to incorporate, specifically like how I'm going to want the windows to look. I used some masonry bricks, like I flipped them around to have like this different like texture on the sides. But overall, I really do like how this Separatist base is looking. It's one of those things where it's pretty much my first time kind of just like throwing things together, and I feel like for the most part it looks pretty good. Moving on to our actual terrain where a lot of these scenes are going to be happening, we just finished, or I shouldn't say finished, we just kind of started working on this trail, and I say we, my daughter and my wife have helped me a little bit with this MOC. But specifically, I love the new color pattern that I have going on. I feel like it does give it like that worn look, specifically with the dark tan and that medium nougat colorway. And then we have Bly right there taking some cover, but I feel like it really is coming around quite well, specifically with these colors. I'm going to be doing a few more things to this area as the weeks progress. And I figured some of you guys might want to know how I did like this trail. Now all I did was pretty much put different plate on the bottom, as you can see some of these color plates. Then I put the medium nougat up above, and then I kind of started branching out with some of the dark tan. So pretty much that second layer is dark tan, and then as you can see there's like colorful plate to use as filler to give this area like a boost in height, to allow a trail to be made with some of those modified plates, which I think I did pretty well. I know I've always struggled with that, so I wanted to kind of challenge myself with this MOC and do that kind of style. But I really do like how it turned out. And then in this area over here is going to be a little clone outpost. That is our overview for the MOC thus far. I really liked how this shot looked. I wanted to show you guys kind of a little bit of an up close with Commander Bly. But what do you guys think? I used a part from that Vincent van Gogh LEGO art set. I guess specifically those like medium azure discs. And I kind of came up with this fun looking plant. I figured it'd add a little bit of different color and possibly dimension to the MOC. I don't know, I feel like it looks really cool like that. And as you guys saw in last week's video, we made these blue LEGO Star Wars Felucian plants. I really do like how they turned out, so I created another one. And after doing this one, I realized how much I don't really care for that like light trans green one. So I might try and find some parts to make it more solid with this, but I feel like with this Felucia Star Wars MOC, we definitely need more of these added into the mix. I know I said in last week's video that I wanted to make this plant specifically, but we ended up doing other ones. But I figured in this video, let's go ahead and talk about this plant a little bit more, just because I'm actually going to need to make more of them, of course. And it's a quite unique plant, but in this video, let's show you guys exactly how we make it. In Star Wars canon, you do see these really cool looking mushroom plant things, and I did my best to try to make it look as normal as possible to that Star Wars plant that we see in Felucia. I really do like this. I feel like it came out really good. It's something different and unique to its own. Again, with Felucia, LEGO Star Wars MOCs, you really don't see much creativity as far as like certain plants and stuff. A lot of it's just like brick built. So I figured I wanted to go above and beyond and do something different. But let's go ahead and show you exactly how I make this. And with that being said, I pulled out my handy dandy thing of parts. Now I have quite a bit of these now labeled for different parts that we're going to be using for specific plants. And now in this case, we're pretty much going to be using all these parts in here, or I should say all these parts in here have allowed us to create those mushroom looking plants. So we're going to go ahead and pull some of these parts out and start building one of those mushroom looking trees. Alrighty, so first thing is first, I kind of want to explain how this is kind of made. So I think what we're going to be doing is starting with the top area here. We have some disc pieces. I also use like this umbrella piece right here, and then we topped it with a little flower piece. So I'm going to go ahead and create another one of these right now. And now that we have this part made, our next step is to basically get these other little pieces, kind of pinch them together to create this other space, which then kind of applies to this area right here. And then from there, all I'm going to do is just grab another one of these like cone looking pieces, and that's how you pretty much get like the top portion of that mushroom looking plant. Now it is time to create a big stem. Now that we have this part of the plant made, it is time that we grab one of these like Technic pin looking things, and what we're going to be doing is pushing this all the way through inside. That allows it to be extended a little bit longer, and we're going to go ahead and create another one of these, which will allow us to have it fully extended, and then it will also allow us to start to bend the plant so it doesn't look just upright. It'll actually be able to be curved a little bit. So let's go ahead and do that now. Now the next part of the actual plant for the bottom, instead of having it upright, you're actually going to want to have it face down, just because this area is a little bit bigger. And with that being said, what you're going to actually be doing is I created this little piece, as you guys saw, with like a cone and then this like modified like 1x stud, and I pushed that together. That's going to essentially keep the plant upright when it's all put together. But once you grab this side where the Technic pin is at, you're going to just go ahead and push this essentially inside and pull the other top cylinder over it. So to allow it to have like a little bit of, I guess, strength to hold on to the actual part. And again, it's not going to be like super secure. I wish it was a little bit better, but I've noticed like even with this one, like it holds together quite well. Like I've never really had a problem of it breaking. So again, just trying to keep it like as like close to it as you possibly can. And then just kind of like pulling these up, and that should do it. Right on the bottom, let me just add in this last one. So then here on the bottom, the cone piece is actually going to be pushed up, and it's going to sit really well with the plant. So you can see that, yes, in that area, it's not like super secure. So whether you put a little bit of craggle or something, it might help it. But like I said, I've never really had an issue when it's actually placed. And if anything, it helps it kind of like lean over. And to make it lean a lot more, you can just kind of like bend that rod area inside. And it pretty much sits just like that. So wherever you want to put it, however you want to angle it, that's like how I do it. So now we have 2 of these made. I'll probably make 1 or 2 more, seeing if I have all the parts, as Bricklink is down right now. But yeah, that's how you build this plant. I decided to make a modification to that inside part to make it a little bit more secure. So I added a Technic pin of a different length, and I know it looks a little bit different from the actual like grays that we're using. So I'll see if I have any other dark bluish gray to maybe swap that out with, but I feel like this, like connected with the rod that's inside, makes this a lot more secure. So if you see like how this bends and it's okay, and if we did something like that similar with this one, I mean, it's still there, but it still kind of like jumps out. So that's one thing maybe that I'm going to actually be swapping before I replace these Felucian plants. Now we went ahead and placed these LEGO Star Wars Felucian plants, or I should say mushrooms, inside of our LEGO Star Wars MOC. So they look really good. I do like how they came out. However, pretty much where all this space is going to be, we're still going to be adding in more terrain and then adding it up with a ton more different plants. And with this piece in particular for this week, that's gonna be our like creative one. All it is using is a medium azure piece like this, basically just clipped into the actual dish plate. So I'm gonna have to order more of those once Bricklink is finally back up and running. But these plants were definitely a great addition for this week. So that wraps up this week's video. Let me know how you guys enjoyed it down in the comment section below. I would love to hear. But with all that being said, if you guys did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, and tap that notification bell to be notified when I do drop a new video. I'll catch you guys next week. Peace.